Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to review Preseed. This is the fertility friendly personal lubricant that I've mentioned a bunch of times on my channel in a bunch of TTC videos. I mentioned this product a lot when we were trying to conceive my son, who is now 21 months old, and I thought it deserved its own standalone review video. I will give it a little bit of a review, but before I give you my opinion and how I got on with the product, I'll talk a little bit about what it is in case you have no idea or have never heard of it before. So Preseed is a fertility friendly personal lubricant. What does that mean? Well, before my husband and I started trying to conceive, trying to have a baby, I didn't realize that there are lubricants out there that actually work against sperm getting or traveling to your egg. This is a really fantastic lubricant because it mimics your own cervical fluid. So it works like your CM, like your cervical mucus, and helps aid in the transportation of sperm to your egg. When I found out that there were lubricants out there that actually had spermicide in them, which is great if you're not trying to have a baby, but they work against aiding in the transportation of the sperm to your egg. Obviously, if you're trying to have a baby, that is not what you want. You want a pH balanced, sperm friendly lubricant. Let me also just mention that this video is not sponsored. This was not gifted to me. I just had a really good experience with it and I thought I would share. So the really amazing thing about Preseed is that it mimics your own cervical fluid. So if you didn't know, your cervical fluid, cervical mucus, goes through different cycles throughout your cycle, and around the time that you're the most fertile, right before you ovulate, your CM will take on a consistency that really helps aid in the transportation of sperm to your egg and also creates a really fertilely rich environment inside you. Now, if you suffer from vaginal dryness or you think that you want a little bit of help with that cervical mucus, then Preseed can be a really great product for you because it's pH balanced. It won't disrupt the environment inside you either, which is really great. Preseed was developed by doctors, so that's a plus. Used in fertility clinics, so that's a plus. And the best part is that you can get it on Amazon. You can probably get it in a local Walgreens or CVS or Target. It's from the makers of First Response, the pregnancy tests, and we had a really good experience. So before I get into talking about my experience, I will give you an up close of the box, and then I'll open the box and just show you what it comes with, and then I'll talk a little bit about how you use it. So this is the Preseed box, and you get a lot of information right on the outside of the box, a lot of which I already mentioned, but fertility friendly, used by most couples trying to get pregnant, developed by doctors, and then this talks all about how it mimics your own cervical mucus and creates that like optimal fertile environment inside. And then it's got the ingredients here. The first ingredient is purified water, which I think is great, and then here on this side its uses. And all of this information too, like all of the directions, it says Preseed lubricant does not harm sperm. It is not a contraceptive, but all of this information is, if you check it out on Amazon, is listed there too. The brand new box. When you open the box, inside you'll find a tube. So this is the actual lubricant. And then you'll find a bunch of these syringes. And when I first opened this box 2 years ago, I was like, what are these fancy things? So the way you use this product can be a little comical, and people's main complaint when using Preseed or kind of discussing Preseed is that the application process can really kind of take you out of the moment. So if you're trying to conceive and you're trying to do it with like as little interruptions as possible, this may not be the route to go down. However, if you are in the position where you're worried about your CM and your fertility, it may be a sacrifice that you're willing to make. So what I mean is that, so you get these tubes in these plastic little pouches. The tube works like a syringe. So what you do is at the end, and I don't want to open these because I don't want to contaminate them, but what you do is you unscrew the lid and then you screw on this little syringe. You get to play doctor for a second, right? And then you push in the lubricant as you pull back, and you can fill it up to either 1 gram, 2 grams, 3 grams, or 4 grams, depending on how much product that you want to use. And then, like a tampon, you insert it inside you and then push upward so that the lubricant is then inserted up inside you. And they say that the optimal way to use it is to insert it so that the lubricant goes up near your cervix and can really kind of coat the inside of your vagina up by your cervix. So that's how you use it. Now, I say that it kind of takes you out of the moment a little bit because you can imagine you are being intimate with your partner and then all of a sudden before the act you're like, oh, let me run and get my Preseed and let me screw this on and insert it. But they do say that you can use this and insert it 15 minutes prior to baby dancing. So if you don't want to do it right before baby dancing, you could do it 15 minutes before. That way there's not quite as much of a pause. This might be TMI. We didn't do it 15 minutes before. We just took the little like time out, let's do this, and then hop right back into it. We didn't seem to have a problem with that. Now, let's talk about my experience. I really love this product, which is why I bought it again while we TTC for baby number 2. I had a really good experience with this. I do have a little bit of dryness, which is why I gravitated toward this one. I don't have any fertility or CM issues that I know of, but I am the sort of the person who's like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. And if there's a fertility or a fertile lubricant out there that I can use, why not use it? I did find that it was kind of messy. Not while I was using it, like the application process, the squirting it into the tube and then the squirting it up inside me, like that all was very straightforward. And if you've used tampons in your life, super simple. If you've never used tampons before, I still don't think that this is going to be much of an issue for you because the diameter of these little tubes is quite small. That being said, what I did find a little bit messy was afterward. So after you've baby danced and you go to stand up, a lot of the fluid starts to leak out. So a lot of this lubricant will start to leak out. And I got really nervous at first thinking like, oh my gosh, is that the actual lubricant? Is it also pulling sperm out? Is that the sperm? Like just kind of going through the checklist of things. Now I think what happens is, yes, it is mostly the lubricant, if not completely the lubricant. You put a lot of lubricant up there, your body doesn't need it all, and it starts to get rid of some of it when you stand up afterward. You might be the type of person who likes to hang upside down after you baby dance when you're trying to conceive, or you kind of lay on your back for a few minutes. That's absolutely fine. But just be aware that when you do stand up, some of this will probably leak out of you for, I don't know, I noticed it leaking out for like the first time I stood up, like maybe 30 minutes later. And maybe that was just how much I was using, I'm not sure. We used this with my first baby and we got pregnant. So I feel like it definitely did work. It was just a little bit messy. And also they give you 9 disposable applicators because you're supposed to dispose of the applicator after you use it. Okay guys, and that's my review of Preseed. If there's anything that you have a question about, or if there's anything that I didn't mention, definitely leave it down in the comments below. Again, I really enjoyed using this product and I think it's a really great option if you're looking for some over-the-counter fertility CM support. I got mine off Amazon. I will leave a link to that down below like I mentioned. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.